Welcome to episode 31 and welcome to the wasteland that is Fallout 3 Bethesda. You made a great game. This is basically a game that takes place, I guess you would say not so much the end of the world, but end of the world. Bad things happen, the bombs dropped, and here we are, here's what's left. The game it's 2 years old now, so if you haven't played it yet. Ooh, Mothership Zeta. Speaking of that, there is 5 DLC packs for it. I'm going to talk about those real quick. You can get the 5 packs which are available now. You can get Operation Anchorage, The Pit, Broken Steel, Point Lookout, and Mothership Zeta. They were released in that order. This one is Point Lookout that I'm in right now. Each one adds 20 or so hours of content, so you're adding another 100 hours on a 100-hour game. The map is massive in this game. Like, you are not going to find, unless you get the perk, you're not going to find all the locations. Alright, I have an enemy here shooting at me. Let's show you VATS. Basically, I target different parts of him, and then it gets to shoot him. This allows you for easier combat instead of the first person rush around to try to see if you can kill him or not. Like this would be the normal first person. And he is probably going to kill me. But the initial game starts in the post-apocalypse wasteland of Washington, D.C., which is very well done. You see the remains of DC, some of the monuments. If you've ever been there, I mean, you're not going to obviously recognize streets, but you'll recognize some of the landmarks. Let's see if I can kill this guy now. Shooting him in his face. You gain experience points for kills and different things that you pick up. You can just pick up pretty much any item, much like Oblivion or any of the Elder Scrolls. They do gain weight, however, on your character, which will slow you down. Let's see. He has a stim pack that helps you out with your health. You can wait in this game. You can actually go to third person if you're not a fan of first person. So whichever is your fancy. I do like both. I do like having the option. They're mission based in this game. There's missions you go to, and it unveils the story of your character. Basically, you start off as a kid who was raised in a vault. You get to get out of the vault one day on the look for your father. So in the very start, you're trying to find your father and what's going on with him and why is he outside the vault when you're told all your life that you should remain in the vault for safety. You're seeing the wasteland. Obviously, there's certain areas that you should not go to, as there's still hazardous things. There's also resistance, like the Brotherhood of Steel. They're out to get you. There's different factions that are fighting out there in this wasteland. So obviously, it'd be much more safe to stay in the vault, but we wouldn't have a game then, would we? So, I mean, there's so much to explore. If you're the exploring type and you like open world RPGs, this is definitely one for you. You get usually these type of games on the computer, and you rarely get to see a game of this quality and this magnitude on a console. We obviously saw Morrowind, which was one of the first ones to come to the console on the original Xbox. And then we saw Elder Scrolls 4, which was Oblivion, which had multiple expansions. I'll do a review on that sometime. But, I mean, that game is massive. And this is they were all made by Bethesda. Bethesda picked up the rights to the Fallout series, which were originally PC games. Which are they're similar, but they're very different at the same time than these. So if you're interested in the Fallout series and learning anything, see, now I can't do anything because I am overweight. See how that overcumbers you? You are now heavy and you move very, very slowly. Let's see, what should I do? Here's my items right here. I can drop certain things. How much am I overweight? Let's see. Shows you at the top, WG, 282 at 280, so I need to drop something that's basically 2 pounds. Find something here. So I mean, that's if you didn't like that in Oblivion, you're not gonna like that in this, or the weight thing. The leveling system's much different than Oblivion. You don't level up by doing things repeatedly. You level up by gaining experience, and then allows you every level to choose a perk which affects your character. You can also be good or evil in this game. It affects how people treat you, discounts on certain items, and so on. So you basically, I mean, you choose how to play. There's no really recommended path to take. So if you're just an evil person, hell, be evil. Kill some people, kill civilians, go up to the guy, shoot him in the face. You can do that if you want. Will you pay the consequences on certain things? Yeah, probably. If you're good, you know, will you get benefits? Yeah, you're going to get benefits. You're good, you know. You're going to get what you deserve. So it's clearly up to you on how you want to, you know, take your path outside the vault. Because once you're out, you're on your own. What I'm going to do now is check out this this house and see what we can find in here. Might find something handy, might find some things I really don't want to mess with. There are enemies in here that are different levels throughout the game that will just annihilate you with, you know, a couple hits. Then there's also the simple enemies where you can just annihilate with a couple hits yourself. You get better guns, you get so many different types of guns. You get blueprints basically to put together your own guns. So that's really cool. Alright, I'm going to go into the mansion and see what's in here. This is actually one of the first missions in the Point Lookout expansion pack. Loading times in this game, yeah, as you can see here, it's not the fastest loading game, and this is actually installed to the hard drive. So, but I mean, you're looking at the size too. The size of the game is, you know, amazing. All right, what's going on here? We got dogs. We got people shooting guns at each other. They're not messing with me yet, so I don't know if I should shoot at them. Oh, we got some zombies, basically. These are guys infected from the blast. Looks like he got him. He's up. Alright. Alright, I'm supposed to follow Desmond. Oh, we got some TVs in here. He's been hiding out here, and it looks like they caught him. Alright, let's see where he's going to take me. Now, the main story takes about 50 or so hours to beat. So, I mean, if you just fly through the main story, well, heck, that's not even flying. There's so much content in this game, you're never going to truly, completely finish it. Alright, don't want to shoot the dog. There we go. Shoot him in the head. Let's shoot him in the knife. Let's disarm him. There you go. The dogs actually help you. I've been good throughout most of the game, so you get people that help you. Obviously, this is a story mission too, so people are going to help you. Alright, helped him out and just gained experience points from that. So pretty much everything you do throughout the story, completing missions, you're going to gain experience points. This is Fallout 3, has 5 expansions available if you do end up completing everything there is to do in the main story. If you don't, I mean, hey, it's worth the game. It's Game of the Year 2008, and it's $20 right now, and it's definitely worth it. So thank you for watching yet another episode of Box News. Definitely pick up Fallout 3. welcome to episode 32 of Box News. Do you like anime? Do you like Japanese chicks? Do you like extreme freestyle running on high buildings? Do you like not being able to use a gun properly until close to the end of the game, which becomes very frustrating? Do you like obstacles? Do you like puzzles? Well, then I got a game for you. It's called Mirror's Edge, EA. Yes, I have yet another EA game that I'm doing a review on. At this point, I'm starting to believe EA makes everything. Monopoly. Do they make Monopoly too? They may. Anyways, Mirror's Edge is a game that was released about a couple years ago now. It's an extreme freestyle running game which puts you through high-speed obstacles, jumping from rooftop to rooftop, from flagpole to flagpole, ducking, dodging, diving, dodging everything, dodging a ball, well, not dodging a ball, but pretty much going through every single obstacle that gets in your way, even people shooting at you, which causes you even more panic to go faster through the levels. It's a very short game, it takes about 8 hours or less to complete. There's also time trial mode once you complete the game. I feel that's a cop-out for a game that's short. They're like, okay, it's a short game, what do we do? Add time trial mode. I feel that's something that they did back in the days of Sonic the Hedgehog that's not necessary for today. Why not add mirror mode, reverse mode, whatever they call it now? I'm sure they did that too as a downloadable pack. There is downloadable content available. It's also more time trial stuff. It's a fantastic game. The visuals, everything is really bright and stunning. The world that they created for it is really well done. It's a very, very great visually looking game. It's a first-person running game. You use the triggers to jump over obstacles or slide under obstacles. So it's very, button prompt oriented, where you have to do commands basically in succession in a quick timing sequence to get through the obstacles. So if you're into little running fast, getting through obstacles quickly type gaming, Mirror's Edge is for you. As you can see in the game trailers, it's a really stunning game. It's fantastic. I really enjoyed it. You get to a point in the game towards the end though where you have to grab guns from the enemies that are shooting at you, and that's where it becomes frustrating because the guns don't work very well. You go and infiltrate this office building and try to shoot your way through that, and it kind of distracts itself from the original idea of the game where you run through obstacles. You're now trying to be a shooter. It's like they didn't know how to finish the game or what to do. Also, they didn't develop the story quite well. As the runner, they kind of give you this little tutorial. You're like, hey, you're running from this, but then all of a sudden these people are after you. You don't really know why, and then you're killing people, and then the game ends. So I don't know. So the story wasn't really well written, but there'll probably be a Mirror's Edge 2. Maybe the downloadable content explained things more in the time trial story. I don't know. I didn't pay for the time trials. I didn't check it out. I didn't want to waste my money on it because a lot of times downloadable content is not worth the money. But this game, I feel this game's worth picking up. It's less than 20 bucks now. You can get it on your Xbox. You can download the full game on Xbox Live right now, so you don't even have to get up off your seat. It's 20 bucks. So if you like what you saw and you like button prompts, trying to get through things really quickly, and then people shooting at you, adding stress, then I encourage you to check out this game. Like I said, the story is not the best. The controls are really easy to learn, but frustrating because you hit the wrong thing, you're gonna fall off the building, and you're dead. You start over at a checkpoint. So, I liked the game. I just wish the story was better. If they make a number 2, please, have more emphasis on the story, and then really decide whether or not you want to be a shooter or just an action running game. So EA, good job. Next time, just decide what you really want to do with this project. But nonetheless, it was a really fun game. Mirror's Edge, is available now. I encourage you to rent it from your local video store, or if you have 20 bucks lying around, you don't know what game to get, give this one a try. I definitely recommend it. I want to thank you again for watching yet another episode of Box News. Stay tuned for more throwback games. Don't know how far I'll go back, but just stay tuned. Great things are coming. Subscribe today. Tell your friends. Thanks again. Alright, welcome to episode 33 of Box News. I'm here with pro gamer iRobV4. You can find him on Xbox Live. But don't challenge him to Gears of War because he will own you. He will saw you in half with his chainsaw as you saw him do to the little grunts. And is he going to do it again? Nope.
Little bastard ran away.
Alright, this is Gears of War 2 Horde mode you're seeing right here. Basically, this was the first game that encouraged... oh, you're gonna die.
Yes, I am.
Wow. As you can see, it's not an easy game. Horde mode, they send waves of enemies against you. Basically, this influenced firefight mode, which you saw in ODST. What other games have had like Horde mode style? I mean, a bunch of anything that you see waves of enemies. This game influenced that. This was the originator in the waved attacks of enemies. Now every game seems to have that. Nazi zombies in the Call of Duty, Firefight in Halo. So all the major shooters have some sort of Horde mode. But anyways, this review is for the Gears of War series. As you see here, this is Gears of War 2. Basically, it follows the story of Marcus and what's the other guy's name?
Dominic.
Dominic. They are fighting locusts, basically trying to save what's left of the planet. And what's the name of this city?
Jacinto.
Jacinto. They're trying to save the city from these attackers. Basically, it's a war. I mean, obviously, Gears of War. Do you know the reason why they're trying to take over?
Basically, the story from the first one was that they just appeared one day from their subterranean race. Is what you're fighting.
Okay.
And basically, they just don't like each other. I guess I don't know. It never actually goes into why they fight.
Now you've read the book, you've played both games. Kind of give me a run through of the story for 1 and 2 with the main characters. Like, what have they gone through?
Oh, thought it was still open.
What are the things they've gone through?
Well, in the first one, basically you just fight and kill a lot of stuff. The second one goes more in depth into some story. Dominic is looking for his wife, basically. And you do find her, but I don't want to give a whole lot away.
Okay. So you do find her, but
Yeah.
but play the game to find out?
Yeah.
Okay. So is it a well-written story? I know a lot of these war games don't have the best story. Is this a well-written story?
In terms of how war games are recently, I think it's great.
Is it one of the best? Does it compete with like Call of Duty or Halo?
I think it's better.
I think it's better. All right. Now, with shooters, obviously, the most important thing are your tools of destruction, your guns. What variety of guns do we see in these games?
Well, this is basically a Lancer. You can get a decent view of it there. That's the basic Gears gun that you get. Basically the machine gun. I'm gonna see if I can. No, I'm just gonna resort to the. Oh, missed it again. But as I was saying, it's the Lancer. It's the basic gun, machine gun.
So it's what you start off with.
Yes, it's what every gear gets.
Okay, so it's the trademark gun, as you know, the one with the chainsaw attached to it. So all you do is hit melee, hold it down, and it starts the chainsaw. You walk up to the enemy, and you basically cut them in half. It's very graphic, so kids, don't play this game.
See if I can get you one when they decide to come out here.
Just revving it up, and there we go. Lots of gore. Very disturbing. You might have nightmares. Alright, let's talk about controls. As a third-person shooter, obviously the more popular shooters are first-person. Do you like third person, or would you rather see this in the first?
For how the cover based is on this, I think the third works the best.
Okay.
This isn't like Halo where you can go run in and dominate everybody.
Okay, so you have to be strategic in this game. You don't just annihilate everything in your path.
Yeah, if I were to just sit here, let's see, I'm in cover. If I just stand like this without using it, I'll get. Most of the time you get shot. Apparently, when I'm trying to prove a point, it doesn't happen.
Gotcha.
But
now, does the cover system work well? Because I know some games that doesn't work well. How easy is it to get in the cover?
I think it works great, but...
Like, do you have to push a lot of buttons, or what do you do to get in cover?
Basically, like if I want to take cover, you just hit A, run up to it.
Okay, it's really
You're
easy.
under cover.
And then you can lean over the wall and shoot?
Yeah, like left trigger, aim.
Gotcha.
Pop your head up.
So the controls are very easy to use. As I see up in the right-hand corner with your gun, you have an active reload. When you time that right, what happens?
Well, if you can take a look at it, hit the right bumper, try to stop it on the target, and the blinking bullets there on the end, when you actually use those, they're more powerful now.
Okay.
He was hiding, so I couldn't shoot him while I had it, but...
Okay, so story is well written, controls are easy to use. Obviously you see here the graphics. Is it some of the best graphics you've seen on the Xbox?
I like it. And get some big guns too if you want.
Okay. Last thing to cover on this, how's the online gameplay? Like, is that really fun, or is it too competitive?
Well, I didn't play online a whole lot, so you run into the same thing you do with every game where people tend to play it a lot and they get really good at it.
Okay, so it can be competitive if you find those people who play it day in and day out.
Yeah, there was a wave, so...
Well, how many waves are there in Horde?
There's 50.
Okay, so that took you a couple minutes. It gets harder each wave.
Yes, it's better if you have more friends to play with you while you're doing this. Trying to do it by yourself.
Okay, so it's pretty difficult once you get to the higher levels.
Oh yes. It's a good game.
Alright, let's wrap it up now. I try to give my reviews a school grade, basically 0 to 100. How would you score this overall?
Overall, I would give it at least like a 90.
Okay.
At least A- level. To me, it's got a decent replay value too. This is a butcher. Those guys are fun.
Decent replay value, lots of fun. There's lots of extra modes. Let's give them at least a complaint. I haven't heard many complaints. What's your biggest complaint?
Biggest complaint for me would be the online other than the Horde mode.
Alright.
It's...
So really not many complaints. If you can get Gears of War 2, if you can get your hands on it, I definitely recommend it. Any final thoughts? Any recommendations why they should have this game?
Basically, even if you're not sure you're going to like it, it's something you should at least rent and try.
Okay. And it's always fun to cut someone in half with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
It will always be fun. The first time you do it, you will have a smile on your face, as sickening as that is. So I hope you enjoyed our review on the Gears of War series. Can't wait for Gears 3 early 2011. Thank you again. Box News.
Look at all this new security.
How's the guy supposed to break out of here?
Don't be a stranger.
He surrendered almost without a fight. I don't like it.
At least he's back where he belongs.
Get up!
I set a trap, and you sprang it gloriously. Now let's get this party started.
There's no escape, Joker.
I don't want to escape. I'm having way too much fun.
It's over, Joker.
Over? Why, my dear delusional Dark Knight. It hasn't even begun.
Welcome to Box News. We're at episode 34 doing the review for Batman Arkham Asylum, which is available on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. If you do get it on the PS3, you get the ability to play as Joker. Sorry for Xbox fans, you can't play as Joker. I'm here with pro gamer iRobV4. Won't give his real name, even that's probably Rob. So I'm going to talk with him about his thoughts and experiences with Arkham Asylum. First off, explain the story of Arkham Asylum to everyone who may not know it.
Oh, basically, Joker has himself arrested on purpose to go back into Arkham Asylum so he can take it over.
Okay.
And you spend most of the game trying to beat his thugs and some other various characters from the Batman story. And basically try to take back over and get the prisoners back into the cells and whatnot.
Okay, so the main problem in the story is that all chaos is broken out in Arkham Asylum, and you're trying to maintain order with it.
Yes.
Okay,
Basically,
gotcha.
all the criminals that you don't want running free are.
Now, I know there were some famous voice actors. Do you know about that? Did you recognize any of the voices?
No, I did not.
Okay. Well, for those people who didn't, such as him, I'm drawing a blank. I apologize for this, but Luke Skywalker, what is his name? The guy that played him. Wow. I apologize. Comment on
Luke
this video.
Skywalker.
I'm an idiot. But he did the voice for Joker in the Batman animated series. He also did the voice for Joker in this game. You also had the people who did the voice acting for Batman animated series returned to do the voice acting for characters in the game. So those who didn't know, that's a little geek trivia, which I can't remember the name of the people, and I'm an idiot. So comment, thumbs down. Well, don't thumbs down my video. I'll punch you. Now you're gonna anyways. Subscribe. Well, wait, don't subscribe. It's opposite day. Anyways, back to the review. Gameplay, like, what are the main, like, Batman doesn't use guns. How do you fight off all the criminals?
Basically, you're a black belt in Taekwondo, I believe it is.
Okay.
So you do that, and little side note, you never actually kill an enemy. You just knock them unconscious, even though they're unconscious in the exact same position for the rest of the game.
Okay.
But you do that, you get the good old batarang.
Now there was like a scan mode. Explain to me some of the different, I guess you call them upgrades to his character.
Oh, basically to solve different scenarios, or you have to scan the area, follow the evidence, because Batman fancies himself a detective, I guess. I don't know. But and you get upgrades to it. Basically, it becomes the game just tells you to hit the button and you do it.
Gotcha. How's the pacing of the game then? Like, is it a really long game? Is it short? Like, does it seem long? Does it seem short? Like, how was it for you playing through the story?
For me, it was about average. Like, there were some times where it got monotonous because you went through the same area more than once, which would be funny because you'd think you would have noticed the things you find earlier.
So you're having to backtrack. The map's not that big.
Right, like it's big. There's key areas in each map that you tend to go back to.
Now, do you ever leave the island that Arkham Asylum's on, or do you stay there the whole game?
For the course of this game, you're on the island.
Okay. And as you know, they've announced Arkham Asylum 2. There's no release date yet set for that, so be on the lookout for that. So if you're interested in number 2, obviously, you should probably play number 1 to get the story. Obviously, if things didn't go right, so you're going to get number 2. Let's talk a little bit about controls. How are the controls in this game? Were they easy to handle? Were they difficult?
For me, it was easy. It just seemed pretty basic. Like, there wasn't anything even really complicated. It was basically you just hit a button.
Okay, I noticed there was a combo system in the game when you successfully land certain punches. Was that easy to figure out how to do combos on enemies?
For the combo, it was basically you just time it.
Okay, so it's timing.
Before any bad guy is going to attack you, like an exclamation point pops up over their head.
Okay, kind of like Metal Gear.
Yeah. But so it's pretty easy to time it. There is an achievement if you can string. Just off from memory, I think it's 250 hits.
Wow. So they're kind of incorporating like a God of War or Dante's Inferno thing with the combos.
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's kind of an idea of theirs. For any extras like side stuff, is there collectibles to find? Is there little
yes,
fans of the series
there's a
things?
thing called the Arkham Archive.
Okay.
If I remember, basically, there's little statues that give you a side story about just the island itself when you inspect them. There's also the Riddler leaves you clues.
Okay, I did
throughout
notice
the course
that.
of the
The little
game.
question marks.
Yeah, and if you solve all of those, you actually you find him. Might have gave that one away, but
Spoiler.
I found where he's at.
Spoiler. All right, let's wrap it up with like replay value. After you beat the game, did you want to play through it again?
No, I beat the story mode, and like I said, I found where Riddler's hiding out at, so there really isn't a whole lot for me to go back and play.
Okay, so once you beat it, there's not much to do. There's other modes. There's like time trial modes. I found out. There's also downloadable content for little online challenges, but really not much content after you complete the story unless you really liked it. So there's the replay value is somewhat low, but it's still a really good game. Voice acting, graphics, I thought were really well done. I'm pretty excited for number 2. Any final thoughts on it? What flaws did you find?
The flaws for me were just the control system seems a little basic for me.
Okay.
I like it to be a little more complicated instead of the game just tells you to hit a button and you do it and it works every time.
Any suggestions to people this time?
Uh,
Threaten them to subscribe?
If you don't subscribe next time, I'm going to be naked.
Yeah, so please, for the love of God, subscribe. I want to thank you for watching yet another episode of Box News, and please don't make this man be naked ever, even in the shower. Nobody wants to see that. Even God does not want to see that. So please, subscribe today. Thank you again. Alright, welcome to episode 35. This is the Saints Row series by THQ. This is Saints Row 2, what you're looking at. And where we're about to go, there are no roads. Until we land. Alright, Saints Row, basically a cartoony mock of GTA. Open sandbox game with a, can I say ghetto theme? Would that be correct? Urban? Urban theme? Ghetto?
Definitely plays into some stereotypes.
Okay, urban theme. Let's go with urban. I don't want to say ghetto because I don't want to. I don't want to go down that road. So it's an urban theme. Stereotypes of all races. It doesn't pinpoint or pick on any in particular one. It picks on everyone, kind of like Madden and Sia. So it portrays all the stereotypes. Basically, like GTA, you play as one character doing mission-based things. You're helping out different factions, different races in this game. Basically, you're trying to build up your gang and your territory, trying to get respect back. You earn respect by doing various things. There's side missions. There's like protect the pimp. There's insurance things, insurance claim, where you go injure yourself, throw yourself in front of cars. There's helicopter missions. I mean, there's all kinds of different side missions, including the main story. You also can rob liquor stores, banks, and so on and so forth, much like they added to GTA. It's a big city. In Saints Row 2, there is, besides the 3 main gangs, there's a main company. Was it Altcore or something? Altcore. Yes. Is the company.
Altacore.
Altacore.
Yeah.
They're the main company behind. I don't even know what they're behind. They're bad.
Bad corporation.
Bad corporation. We don't like them, even though a bad corporation put up this game. But with Saints Row, it's very cartoony. It's not very realistic. Some of the cool things I did like about it are the customizing of cars. You can pretty much pimp your ride. You can add rims, add springs, you can add, what is it, what can you add? Explain.
Basically everything. You can upgrade the motor so it drives faster. You can put giant gaudy rims on it. The things that the Romans, I don't even remember what they're called, but the big spikes that come out of the hubs.
So you can pop the tires.
Yeah, you pop tires, you know, cut off people at the knee.
Alright, with Saints Row, I'm gonna give a little story here. The character you play as, you get 4 characters' voices really to choose from. You can customize the look of your character, but then you get 4 voices. You get a British guy, a African American, a Hispanic, and an Asian. So there's really no white American stereotype voice. So it gives you the other stereotypes. And you can customize the character, you can try to make them look like you can try not to. Basically, the story of the first one, you meet this gang, you hook up with them, try to gain respect, you earn your right to, roll with them, and you do missions. Towards the end, you end up going to jail. That's where number 2 picks up. You break out of jail, and things have changed in the city, so you have to build back up your gang. People, have died, people have left, things have happened. So you build up your gang, and then, take down the rival gangs, and then you fight the corporation, the evil corporation. That's the main story. There's cutscenes, just like GTA. There's lots of things to do. Do you think the story's well written?
For what it is, it's not bad. It's probably not going to win any awards for story. My take on it was it's if you get tired of how serious GTA can be sometimes, it's a good diversion.
Okay, so this is like the comic relief, just like a fun sandbox
Yeah.
game. Now, we've seen a lot of sandbox games out there. We've seen GTA, we've seen Saints Row, we've seen Crackdown. It's a nice front wheelie. Stoppy. It's cool. Now, how does this rank? Like, is this roll with the other big dogs of the sandbox games?
Well, for me, I actually put this up there with GTA for me just because sometimes it's good to have a diversion. If you want to put like a letter grade on it, which we're fond of, I'd give it like a low B.
Okay. What are some of the flaws besides the cartooniness, the unrealisticness of the game?
My biggest flaw with it was honestly the voices.
Because the voices do get annoying, the lack of customization.
Yes, basically you can, and again, they make it blatantly obvious that you're either speaking in Ebonics, you have a very, very heavy Spanish accent, was it there a Jamaican one or something
Asian.
like, there's an Asian one, or you're British. I just didn't like it. But there's the one big plus, which gives another thing that gives this a big plus over GTA in my book, which was if you're in a mission, which I haven't really started yet, but if you actually do a mission, it saves in the middle of it when you get to checkpoints.
Checkpoints. Genius. Really, GTA? You didn't think of that? Because that was frustrating for me in GTA. The lack of checkpoints and having to go back.
So that was a big thing for me. Unlike GTA, where you can be 99% of the way through a mission, if you die, you have to do all of it over again. Say the first part of a mission on this game is you have to drive somewhere. Once you get there, you don't have to drive there again.
See, I like that. Although they did add that in GTA 4, where you turn on your cell phone, you can go back to mission start. So they did add that. So they fixed the issue with that. What are some? Let's say let's talk about some of the weapons. Obviously, the fun part of the sandbox game is stealing cars and shooting people in the head, the road rage that you can't have in real life. Because everybody knows if you drive on the highways anywhere, you want to pull someone out of the car and mess them up. Let's show them what we can do.
Well, here's a shotgun. And they actually try to drive away when you shoot at them in this one.
Now, how's the targeting system? Is it really easy to shoot?
Basically,
Just follow the little circle?
Basically, where it tells you to aim at, you shoot. And you can piss the cops off like everything. Actually, he's not even mad at me. As I'm shooting people in the head with a shotgun, they don't care.
There's people reading a book over there.
And here's another thing.
Now they're all dressed the same. So the variety of character appearances is very lacking too with the city. Look at the two skateboarders, they're dressed identical. Wow.
Handgun actually gets a little dot right where you're going to put the bullet.
You shot him in the head and he's still walking. There he goes. So there you go. If you have a bad day and you want to take out some frustration, pick this game up. What's going to happen? You're going to get arrested by the cops and just hit continue, or they're going to take some fake money away from your character.
You shoot out tires like I just did there and launch cars.
So there you have it. Let's talk about replayability now with this game. What's the replay value?
Well, I don't know if after you beat the story, there's a lot of other little side missions you can keep going.
Okay, so there's little things to do. The thing I like most about sandbox games, there is infinite replayability. I don't care what anyone says. If you've beaten the story, you've beaten everything. There's just driving around is fun for me. Give me an open city and some toys.
You can always come back, drive around, and shoot people from a car.
Give me some toys, and I'm going to have a blast.
Run people off the road in your stolen cop car.
And with this game, the online allows you to have someone join your city and play in your save file, so they can actually cause chaos in your city with you. So that's something that you can't do in GTA, is play along with someone. But I definitely recommend Saints Row series. Get Saints Row 2. They just announced 3. I want to thank you again. We're out of time here, but I want to thank you again for watching yet another episode of Box News. Welcome to episode 36, Box News. This is for GTA 4, Grand Theft Auto 4. Rockstar Games, probably one of my favorite gaming franchises. The reason why I initially got a PlayStation 2 back in the day was for GTA 3. Here we are, GTA 4 now. I'm doing a review on the game and both of its expansions, The Lost and the Damned, and The Ballad of Gay Tony. Right now I'm going to give you a tour of, it's not New York City, it's, what do they call it in this? Liberty City.
Yeah.
It's not New York, even though it's roughly, I guess you could say roughly based on
Here's
New
Middle
York.
Park.
Yeah, Middle Park, not Central Park. So here we are in Manhattan Island. GTA, if you haven't played a GTA game yet, I don't know what you're doing and where you've been, because they've been available on almost every system now. Even the DS has a GTA game. So seriously, what are you doing? You need to get Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 4 is a couple years old now. It's a fantastic game. Sandbox game, so there's plenty to do. The story mode, the main story for GTA 4, you play as a Russian immigrant coming to meet his brother. Is it his brother or his cousin?
I think it's his cousin.
His cousin. Coming to help him out, get through rough times. He has a taxi business. Obviously things go, bad, and you help him, fix his issues. You also meet people along the way, helping them out, building relationships, even getting girlfriends and dating, taking them out to the bar, bowling, darts, you name it. You can even get drunk and drive. Although I don't encourage that in real life or in gaming, because it's very difficult, because the screen actually does become dizzy and you might become disoriented. But anyway, so you play through the story of that. We take you to the story of the expansions, which the first one is the Lost and the Damned. You're a biker gang who's been disrespected by other gangs, and you play through the story of that, trying trying to keep peace, although that doesn't happen, especially with the way they try to keep it by creating war. It's funny how that works. To have peace, we have war. And then the Battle of the Gay Tony, which is the last expansion pack available for this. You basically are an assistant to Gay Tony, and he runs the nightclub scene. And obviously there's things that go bad with that, and you have to try to fix it. With both expansions, that adds more online content and the ability to do other things with people online. There's free mode, where you just kind of do whatever. You can make cops mad, you can shoot people and just ride around and kill people. There's deathmatch, team deathmatch. There's like 3 or 4 story missions that you can play together, but it's very minimal for online stuff. Some of the side missions, and what are some of the side missions in this game?
Honestly, I didn't play this game very much.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, some of the side missions allows you basically to build relationships. You know, that's really the only side missions. Now we see here, he just killed the helicopter pilot, and he is robbing a helicopter. Alright, this, you're actually the character right now as in the expansion of Battle of Gay Tony. Each has its own save file to let you know, and the stories somewhat intertwine. You do end up running into other characters from the other stories in the other expansions. So the stories are happening at the very same time. Obviously, the big city of Liberty City, aka New York, you're going to run into, well, I don't know if you run into people or not. I don't live in New York. But here we're going to give you an air tour now. We have iRob V4 giving us an air tour of Liberty City. And right now we're through Lower Easton. As you can see, coming up ahead is Times Square and Middle Park, Central Park, whichever you may call it. I call everything in this game by New York City names. I don't call it by the actual names of the game because it gets confusing to me. They actually have the Statue of Liberty over on Happiness Island, which is south of where he's at. And like I said before in my other review, on sandbox games, once you complete the story, there's so much to do. You just ride around exploring. There's pigeons. There's 200 hidden pigeons throughout the city that you have to shoot. And if you actually get them all, I will applaud you, because that's very impressive. And I also must say, do you have a job, a girlfriend, or a life? Your answer will be probably no. Then I'll follow up, do you play World of Warcraft? And you will probably say yes. So, no offense, not a big fan of computer PC gaming, so on and so forth. Tried WoW. Wasn't for me. Anyways, this review is for GTA 4, not WoW. So, will I ever review WoW? Probably not. Now, give me some of your thoughts and your experiences, iRob. I know I've been kind of rolling through this one. Give me your thoughts on GTA from what you did play. You said you didn't play it much, but what did you think?
Well, it was fun for me. Honestly, I just started playing something else. For me, it was more fun to just, because you can go online and play with your friends. Like, just basically free roam. That was more fun to me than actually playing the game. Just go around and cause havoc with your friends. But
anything else? Like, what didn't you like then? What didn't hook you on this game?
One of my big problems with the game was it would be frustrating to me if I was in the middle of trying to do a mission and say, you know, you're almost there, you can see the end, but something happens where the person you have to protect dies. You know, you get too much damage on your car, whatever, so much that you can't complete the mission. You basically have to do everything you've already done over again. It gets frustrating, and it just kind of makes it where you, after, especially if it's the third or fourth time that it's happened, you just turn the game off because you get frustrated with it.
Gotcha. Now, you bought this game, correct?
Yes, I did.
Why did you buy it not knowing that you'd like or hate it?
It was honestly one of the first games I bought for my 360.
Okay.
And I liked the other GTA games. I'm not saying that it's a bad game.
What are some of the things you did like though? Because obviously to play a game for as long as you did, I know you liked playing online with friends, but name some of the things you like doing when you play online. What are the little things you do?
Well, we drive around, just basically cause havoc, shoot people.
That's pretty it. Just go around and shoot people?
You hijack, steal cars. Basic GTA stuff.
Okay.
Oh.
Alright. So pretty much, if you were to give it a review, what would be your review on it?
For me personally, I'm thinking around a 75.
Okay, just because you weren't hooked on the story, you weren't really hooked on it.
Yeah, I'm sure, and I know people that think it's a great game and love it to death. I'm not one of them.
Okay, if I had to grade it, I would give it a low 90. I think it's an almost perfect sandbox game. I have been a fan of the GTA series since PS1. I even got the special version of GTA, which is very rare, the England version, which obviously back then was bird's eye view. So things have changed a lot. I've played every single one, beaten every single one, loved Vice City, loved them all. I'm going to do a review soon on the series, but this one, 4 really was awesome. It fixed a lot of things from the other games that were issues. So if you have not played this game, pick it up. It's $20 or less everywhere. It is the greatest hits now. If you're lazy, you can even go on to the marketplace and download this game for your hard drive. So pick it up. I definitely recommend it. It's a great sandbox game. I want to thank everyone for putting up with yet another episode of Box News, and subscribe, tell your friends. Episode 37, Box News. Those of you tuning in, we have a tie game, 2-minute warning. Home Skillet, 48-23, dominating the X Nightmare 616 X. Madden 2011, for those who don't know, we have a review here for it. Alright, give me some of your thoughts on the game so far. Anyone?
But Sean Green's a monster!
Dang! Trying to break away.
Look at that.
That's just getting it done. You can
What'd you
credit
say?
the offense.
I didn't hear you.
Any
Sorry.
thoughts on the game so far? Is this fun? Is this,
It's pretty intense.
It is.
intense? So they're still playing football in 2011. Nothing's different for that, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're not creating our own things.
No. Old Spice Swagger, which is one of the new features. There's a rating system. Don't know how it works yet, but that's one of the new features, and it whistles at you just like the commercial. So check that out while you play.
I'm a stud.
Some of the other new features of the game. Official NFL team fight songs for a select few teams. I believe there's 8.
And the Detroit Lions are one.
Wow.
Bring it in for the Lions.
Wow. Who's the Jets here?
Of course, it's me.
Skillet's being the Jets.
Oh.
He's yet
So-
to stop the
So
Lions.
Nightmare, you're not very good at this game, I see.
I'm down by 7 points in the fourth quarter with the Lions, for Pete's sake, man.
Oh. Alright. I'll give you a break.
I hate my life!
Alright, we have a new play calling system called GameFlow. What are your thoughts of that?
I have yet to use it.
It's pretty crazy. You throw on your headset, and you don't even have to pick a play. The coach just tells you what to do. He pretty much gives you the key words, the key things to do just to set up a perfect play to score a touchdown.
Okay, so that's what the new headset-enabled audio device is. You wear your actual headset, you talk on
Yep.
Xbox
You
Live.
can customize your game flow and pick your own plays, and it gives you first down. It gives you different options of on offense and defense. You pick your own plays and you rate them from a scale from 1 to 5, and then the coach just pretty much pick some randomly.
Okay. So it makes it easier for new people coming in, and then it makes it faster for experienced players.
I fell for the same play about 12 times.
Wow.
I like to run the same play.
So there's also a new kick meter. Tell me a little about that. What's different about it, and why is it better or worse?
I went from using the right thumbstick to using A again, which I actually don't like, because I feel like I'm back on like Sega.
So no more
Tap
flicks,
it, yeah.
no more flick stick. It's all down to just the
Tapping A again.
timing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you don't like that? You're not a fan. Now there's a new audible system. What's different about the play calling?
I usually just had A, B, and Y, or not B, because B cancels it. But now it lays it up top. I just put it up there.
Nice.
And
So
it
it's easier to
shows
call
it.
audibles.
Yeah, you can see actually what they are now. It tells you what play it's going to audible to.
Nice. Alright, there's a new locomotion animation system to this game. How does that differentiate from past ones? Like, is the graphics a lot smoother? A lot of the running plays better with that?
I think it's a lot better. It's really fluid.
So it feels more realistic than any other past football games.
Yeah, people aren't going through each other anymore.
Now the realism factor, obviously the other football game that just came out was NCAA 11.
Not a fan.
Not a fan. This
Not
one.
a fan either.
So if you're going to buy a football game this year, this
Definitely
is
Madden. Madden is 300 times better game.
it? Okay. Now another new feature, which we have yet to try out yet, is the online team play.
Count it, baby. Count it.
Ooh. Online team play, you can actually play on the same team with your friends now and challenge other people. It's up to 3 versus 3.
We're going for 2, baby.
Going for the win.
We're going for the win.
For the win.
We're taking these Lions home.
Daryl Reeves is getting water. He's on a holdout.
Tell me some other likes and dislikes so far about this. We've played a few games so far.
I've played one. He's played a lot. He's played a few more.
Yeah.
Are there any things that you enjoy about the Madden series? Like what modes do you really enjoy?
Oh, I have to challenge this. Hold on.
You get a challenge here.
I have to. Well, apparently Madden does not allow me to challenge the 2-point conversion.
You can't challenge within the last 2 minutes. Has to come from the box.
Wow.
Not coming from the box. I'm not even going to check it for me.
So you got screwed.
Pretty much.
It's not over yet. Still 9 seconds
I
left.
just kicked it out of bounds.
Now I'm going up to the 45-yard line.
Ooh. So we have an intense game here for those of you tuning in. You can't catch this on Monday nights.
Because
you
you
better-
can't. Because the Lions don't play on Monday night.
Yeah, see? You should probably catch this on Xbox
Yeah,
or
you're
PlayStation.
gonna want to catch this exclusively on the Red Chevelle's channel.
Yeah. Fox News.
This is the place to be.
This is a Fox News special. First review of Madden. First review of Madden 2011. No one else will have this. Alright, when you pick up the game, obviously it just came out a couple hours ago.
Holy frick!
What, we have focus right now. For the game. No.
It's Jordan! It's Jordan,
Oh,
baby!
you're terrible.
He's in the Lions!
Oh, no.
That's why you got kicked out of Dallas.
You gotta go in front. You gotta give the camera some celebration.
No!
It went to his mouth.
Eight receptions, 265 yards, and 3 touchdowns, baby.
Oh, man.
I ran the same play 8 times in a row.
You're acting like you just won the Super Bowl here.
This is the Super Bowl. The Lions won a game.
What are you gonna do now?
I'm gonna go to Disney World.
Are you gonna go see Barack Obama?
I'm gonna go shake hands with Barack Obama.
That is what happens. If you win the Super Bowl in this game this year, you parade. They have a parade for you, and then you take a trip to Washington, D.C., and you get to shake hands with President Obama, and he'll be wearing whatever team jersey that he won the Super Bowl with. So that's a new feature. So
That is pretty sweet.
for me, I
Really
really
like
don't.
98% power.
I think you should have like a mini game where you can go to Disneyland.
That'd be pretty sweet. You get to ride all the little teacups, just go around in circles.
Nick Folk was had 98% power and still kicked it. Not as far as Jason Hansen could.
Wow. So there you go. Nightmare with the comeback, the epic Super Bowl, Ultra Bowl, Mega Bowl championship
I was
game.
going for the win. I can't
He's
just
going to Disney.
cower to defeat. Because he would have beaten me in overtime. He would have got the kick. It's always tails.
Now this game just came out a few hours ago. obviously we ran and played some exhibition. What modes do you guys normally play?
I play Dynasty.
I like to play online. I like to play Xbox Live.
I'm gonna
I think
load
that
this.
the new
Get MMA
features of
play.
the new feature of playing 3-on-3 online, I think is going to be pretty sweet. Where you get to pick a position and that's pretty much all you get to do on offense and defense. I think that's going to be pretty sweet.
Okay, you said you play Dynasty. Why do you play that?
Because I like to bring the Lions to the Super Bowl. It's the
Which
only
would
way
be
they're-
nice.
It's the only way they're going to do it.
Hey, you never know.
I actually like these new Madden moments that we were looking at.
Mad moments, okay.
There looks to be a ton of them.
Yeah. Ooh, and the Lions, again, are on here.
Yes, the Lions. Stafford and his epic.
Now, last
Amazing.
but not least, before I wrap this up, our views go quick, so I apologize for that. So if you want more of Madden, pick it up.
It's worth the buy this year.
It's worth the buy this year, they say. So it's
Definitely, if you're debating between NCAA 11 and Madden, you should definitely pick up Madden.
There you go. Now for Achievement Junkies. Is it going to be an easy game to get achievements like previous Maddens, or is this going to be a challenging one?
I don't know, for 100 points, you got to do all these things I just
Yeah,
scrolled
you
through.
gotta do all those for 100 gamer score. I mean, some of them seem like they're gonna be pretty easy. Some of them you can definitely get in the first game you play if you're good at running or you're good at passing. But some of them are gonna be pretty challenging.
All right.
A little Ozzy.
And they got some Ozzy.
Yeah. So the soundtrack's pretty good still. Everyone, if you like football games, you heard it from Home Skillet and Nightmare, buy this game. It's worth $60 this year apparently. As for me, I won't be playing this. This is probably the only time I see it. I don't like sports games, but hey, not being biased here. Listen to their review on it. They're the experts.
Good game this
That's
year.
why I went to them for it. And whatever you do, that team on the right, the Saints, don't play as them because they're god awful.
They are definitely that's definitely a biased statement.
That guy
because
right there
Reggie
is a
Bush-
champ.
I don't know why they're ranked 77 because he's gonna be ridiculously fast.
All right. Anyone want to give
And
out?
Chad Henne, there you go.
Let's
Michigan,
make one
baby.
last threat. Subscribe or else. What do you got to say about that? Subscribe or else.
Die?
Die.
This is-
or be a Saints player. There you go.
Yeah, I'll play with the Saints.
Or play
So,
Halo.
thank you
Yeah, I'll
again
play
for checking out Madden 2011 and challenge Nightmare Home Skill online. Thanks again. Alright, welcome to episode 38 of Box News. I'm going to take you a trip to Borderlands, game that is out now by 2K. My thoughts on it, off the bat, monotonous game. Fun, yes. Boring, yes. Can you mix the two? I guess. They made a game out of it, so. Alright, here with Home Skillet, come on. What are your thoughts on the game?
It's pretty monotonous, but I like it.
Pretty monotonous, really like it.
It's fun.
Alright.
I like it where not every... I don't know, I like how it's got the RPG effect to it.
Pretty much everything you do in this game gets you experience points. You go around doing missions, you get experience points, you level up.
You get skill points.
Skill points to basically have almost like perks for your character. There's items, you can customize guns.
You need money.
You need money in this game to buy
Lots of it.
things. You're in a wasteland basically. Pretty much they tell you a brief story throughout it. You get the option between, what is it, 4 or 5 characters.
A hunter, a soldier, and I don't know the other two.
It's very basic. The game starts out awesome. Has a really cool song by Cage the Elephant, and it's a really cool intro to the game. It starts off big right off the bat, but then it just becomes, hey, do this to get this, to do this to get this. It becomes,
Quest after quest
yeah,
after quest after quest.
it becomes monotonous, but at the same time, it's fun. I mean, like this. Look at this mutant psycho. These guys are crazy. And he shot his head off.
He's spewing blood. The graphics aren't the... I guess the graphics you gotta grow on you.
It's a cel-shaded graphic. It's really strange.
I was shocked that I actually liked it because I didn't expect much out of it.
What did you like most about it? Like, you said it's monotonous like I did, but
Yeah.
what kept you playing it for as many hours as you have?
I don't know. Just the quest after quest after quest and I can't stop.
You're always wondering what's next, like something big is going to
Yeah, I
happen.
thought I was actually getting towards the end of the game, so I went online and looked and I'm nowhere near the end of this game.
No, this game is very
They
long.
only have expansions out online. So apparently you can play this game for hours, so if you need something to do, go get it.
Now, this game pretty much was poorly advertised, came out of nowhere, and then it was just like everybody was talking about this game. Like, hey, have you played Borderlands? It's just crazy because it's nothing really new. It's basically taken from ideas of the similar games. Now we're here with Nightmare also, who's never played or really seen this game. What are your thoughts by just watching this?
The graphics are definitely different than anything I've ever seen in my life. It seems to be cool. I mean, I love how you just walk up to stuff and you can just shoot it. I mean, you just leveled up. Look at that.
Level 22.
I like how you're just walking around, you're collecting stuff. It kind of reminds me of like a Fallout.
Now the thing, like, you say the similarity of Fallout, I do notice a very, the Wasteland, wow, there's a giant squid. With the Wasteland, it's very similar. Obviously, these guys are dropping, like, weird weapons and stuff I didn't even know they could hold. It's really weird.
They're spitting out ammo.
Yeah, it's really strange.
Must be from the last person they killed. They
Okay.
ate it, and then you blew it out of them with a yellow shotgun.
That's golden, man. That's
Golden.
That's 250 headshots in Call
It's
of
the new
Duty.
golden gun,
It's the
huh?
golden gun. With the similarities with Wasteland games now, you mentioned Fallout 3 as being obviously one of the bigger ones. The difference is, like, there's no VATS. There's no hit the bumper and then get to target your enemy. I really enjoyed that out of Fallout. So it's all, live action, basically. If you can kill these guys, you kill them. If you can't, you run like hell or you're probably going to die.
I noticed in this game, as I got farther, my accuracy actually got better. It seemed like when I first started and I was using a gun, it would spray everywhere. There was no accuracy.
Now, with the amount of guns, the thing I really like, there's limitless amounts of different types of weapons in this game.
Because they'll all have different elements on them.
Yep. So if you like shooting games and you like variety of guns instead of using the same thing, I recommend this.
I find it hard to believe anyone's ever going to beat it because it seems like it never ends.
Well, they offer you the option for, it says on your save file, your playthrough. It says playthrough 1 if you noticed. I heard people talking about it, they're on their second or third playthrough. You actually get to continue with your character's level and where you're at with your character, like the things you unlocked. So on your second playthrough, your character will be stronger, but at the same time, your second playthrough, those enemies in those areas are also going to start at a higher level.
That's actually kind of fun.
So you'll have more things right off the bat, and then the enemies will be harder when you're going through the same areas you went through the first time. So it has a benefit of playing through it again. You're not starting a new character and having to play through the same exact thing, leveling up. You're getting to work through your character, which is something similar that Mass Effect has incorporated. When you play through it a second time, you get to use your same character and level your character up even more from what you were.
Is there a cap on the level in this game?
I believe it's 50, but I don't know if I could be wrong. 50? No, I don't know.
I was just wondering, because if you're restarting...
50, 60? No.
I know there's achievements for getting to level 50.
There's some, I think it's 70, it's under 100, I know that for a fact. I'm getting confused with Mass Effect on the level cap. There is, I think it's 60 in Mass Effect. I'm probably going to get a million comments calling me an idiot because I don't know my game. I'm waiting for comments on my last video where I didn't know who Mark Hamill was at first. I couldn't remember his name.
I yelled that out as I was watching it.
Yeah, see, so I even said on there, I'm like, I'm an idiot. I can't remember. When you record these things, you forget everything.
But that's because it's all rushing at you.
Yep. But yeah, I don't know the level cap. I know there is one. Which with Fallout, the original, caps. I hate level caps. I think it's a horrible idea.
Even in Final Fantasy games, there's always 99.
I think it's a horrible idea. I think, you put time into something, you should be able to show off how far you got and not match with every single other person out there. Like with Fallout, the level cap was 20, and then they added the expansion, they brought it up to 30, and then I don't know if they brought it past that. So I don't know if the expansions for this game brought the level cap higher.
But now if I think of it, is there ever a game that doesn't have a level cap?
No?
Call of Duty does.
Call of Duty,
Call of Duty, every game
doesn't
caps.
have really levels, they have rank.
Well, they have experience points, but I don't know if you can max those out. I don't know if it maxes at 900 or 9,999. I don't know. I've never seen anyone.
You ready for this? WoW has level caps.
Yeah, they're at 80.
Yeah.
And then with the new expansion, they go up to 90.
That's right.
Why are we talking about WoW though?
Nightmare had no part in this video at all. He had nothing to say about WoW.
Yeah, why are
I
we
have
talking
no
about
comment.
WoW?
I have
We're
no
talking about
comment.
level caps in games.
Wow.
I'm not talking about WoW though.
Wow.
We're talking about
Where are you going?
Willy Wonka.
Going
or
to the
something.
headland. That's another thing with the maps in this game. I want to show you real quick. If I can find it. Just the massive size. This is just one section. Like, this game is seriously
It's
massive.
just big. I mean, if you have nothing to do, it's a good way to kill time.
The one thing that's not cool about it, it's separated into zones.
Loading.
Loading, unlike other big games. This one is
It does
loading.
load when you leave a lot.
And here it is, the loading time.
And the graphics aren't that great. So what is it loading?
Yeah. There we go. It took that long to load this section. Basically, final thoughts, kind of wrap this up. Homeskill, would you buy this game, rent this game, avoid it? What would you do?
I bought it off GameFly for $21.
$21.
That's as much as I would spend on
That's
it.
as much as you spend. I rented this game. I mean, if you like it, play it first. If you like it after you've rented it, then pick it up. I don't. By just watching this review, don't go rushing and buying it. That's my thoughts on it.
It's fun. It's a good time killer. That's the best I got to say. If you're bored and you've got nothing else to play right now, but you should probably be playing Madden.
There you go. Play Madden. Anything else on this?
You should definitely watch the Madden review because the Lions do take down the
You
Jets.
just ruined the suspense. Now they're not going to watch it.
Oh well. Well, thanks for watching
No,
yet another
they're not.
episode of
They're
Box News. Stay tuned for more. Thank my guests, Nightmare and Homeskillet. Bye-bye. Alright, welcome to episode 39 of Box News. This one is about the game X-Men Origins Wolverine, which is loosely tied into the movie of the same title. By loosely, I mean it was developed about the same time, if not before the movie was completed. So you're going to see a lot of similarities, cutscenes from the game, different aspects from the movie, cutscenes from the movie, excuse me, different aspects of the movie incorporated within the game. So it loosely follows the story of the movie, and then it kind of branches off and does its own thing. Really cool fighting game. It's a button masher. Wolverine gets multiple power-ups, gets different claw attacks, different things. One of the most bloody comic games I've ever played. So if you like that and are into that, definitely check out this game. Some of the things I really liked about it is easy to learn. There's a lot of games out there which are just difficult to learn, especially like the third-person style. It's not even third-person style, it's just over the top. It's like God of War style where it's just a button masher. I don't know, it's action-adventure, I guess you would call it, or classify it. So it's a really neat game. It's really quick and short. It takes about 6 to 8 hours to beat, if that. You just basically annihilate people, get combos. If you're a fan of the X-Men series, you're going to see some familiar enemies. If you've seen the movie, you're going to see enemies from the movie. So definitely check out this game. I don't really have a lengthy review on it because the game's not lengthy. It's really simple. Throughout the game, you unlock different things. You get orbs, which are similar to any of the other fighting games of the genre. You unlock new, like I said, fighting moves, which allows you to do like spin attacks, and so on and so forth. There's really cool things which you can throw enemies into objects and they'll get impaled by them. Well, there's different things like that. So the element, the look of the game is really well done. The replayability is very low though, however, because after you do finish the game, there's not much to do. There's there's the fighting room, which, if like I said, if you're a fan of the X-Men series, you get to fight yourself, you get to fight different characters and just do battle in there. It's very simple. And then there's like time trial and just things like that. It seems like the action-adventure games don't know how to add replayability unless they add like Xbox Live. And honestly, with this game, what are you going to do? Have a bunch of Wolverines fighting each other? That's just silly. The thing I did also like about it with Wolverine, obviously the character has a hard time dying. In this game, you can die. You get worn down so much that you pass out basically and you can't recover, but your wounds do heal themselves much like the character. So if you're familiar with the character Wolverine, you're going to be familiar with how he plays. Who do I recommend this game to? I would have to say definite fans of the movie, which was a good movie besides some of the special effects flaws if you have seen it, but I'm not doing a review on the movie during review on the game. But if you're a fan of the movie, this is a actual, like I said, it was loosely based off. This is an actual good game that is based off a movie, much like other games like Iron Man. I won't even give the time of day because that game is garbage. Other movie games just seem to fall short of the success of the movies. But this is definitely one I recommend picking up. It's a lot of fun. Button masher, bloody as hell. You just annihilate, rip people in half, fight ninjas, like I said, loosely based on the movie. Fight just different things. You go through some of the scenes and just you annihilate everything. It's a blast. There's different types of characters and enemies, and there's sentinels. So if you like X-Men, you like Wolverine, definitely pick this game up. Visually it's good. Obviously if you have HD TV it's going to look even better. But visually it's good. Replayability low. Story, loosely based off the movie. They kind of branch off and lose story, but you do get a background on Wolverine much like the movie. So perks, there's Easter eggs, there's all kinds of cool little achievements that you can get. There's a lot of fun things to the game, so I definitely recommend picking up, playing it. You can probably find it anywhere under $10 now. It's an old game now. But definitely check out X-Men Origins Wolverine, which is for PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. I want to thank you for watching yet another episode of Box News. Sorry so short on this one. Try not to put footage up of games because they flagged a couple of my videos. Apparently you can't show off video games. Certain ones, EA. So, whatever. But thank you again for watching another episode. I got a few more coming up, and then we're going to end, not really season 1, but I'm going to take a break for a while on why I move. You're going to see a new location very soon. So, keep checking in. New videos up, hopefully weekly after the move. Who knows? It's going to be a busy fall with a lot of big games coming out. I'm going to try to play, as many as I can if I have the time. A lot of things coming up. But thank you again. Box News, this was episode 39. Keep watching, tell your friends to subscribe, and just thanks for supporting me this long. Please continue. Welcome to episode 40 of Box News. This is Far Cry 2. It's a far cry from being a good game, unfortunately. Ha ha ha, pun. Anyways, Far Cry 2 basically takes place shortly after the Far Cry 1 game. Different setting, you're basically in like a desert setting in this one, fighting the terrorists of the area. This game, I didn't like this game. Why? Because the missions were just bland, boring, difficult. The driving mechanics were awful. The cities and the map didn't work very well. It wasn't fluid. Everything was choppy and boxed off into zones and districts. And it was just a poor attempt at a sandbox shooter. The atmosphere was kind of neat, but it was nothing really new and nothing really enticing. The thing I did like was actually the Xbox Live version of the game. Well, not version, but feature in the game. The customization of creating maps was definitely the focal point of marketing this game. It was like, hey, you can edit terrain, you can do, so much, create just giant maps. Like, they were astronomical, and I definitely feel that Far Cry 2 Online was underrated. It was kind of clunky. A lot of the gunfight and the gunfire were kind of iffy. Some of the guns weren't the greatest. The variety wasn't the greatest, but it worked. So, but I do really like the customizing of the maps. That really worked for the game. So if you want kind of a bland story that's going to take you quite some time with repeated missions over and over, go clear out this village, go fight your way through this to clear this zone and move on to the next. It's just the monotony of the game is just annoying. The story was bland. Like I said, the vehicles and all that wasn't that great. But if you want a fun online experience with customizing, if you're really into creating maps and doing that sort of thing, then definitely pick up Far Cry 2. You could probably find that game for really cheap now. It wasn't a huge success. Plus, the only bad thing with that being said is who's still playing that on Xbox Live? Probably a handful of people. There's diehards out there that stick to one game, never change it. So if that's you out there, comment on this video, tell other people to pick it up. If you're still playing Far Cry 2, you know, let people know your gamer tag. Say, hey, join me in an online session. You know, check out my maps. There's a lot of cool ones out there. You have the freedom to do whatever on it. So Far Cry 2 available for the Xbox 360 and PS3. Like I said, the replayability, it's an open world game, so there's so much you just drive around and mess with people, you know, the villages, but the maps and everything just is so just blah. The missions aren't the funnest, so replayability is mainly for the online feature. So check out the game for the online. The story is blah. The visuals are at times really good, at times just flawed. So it's not the greatest game out there, but definitely check out Far Cry 2. It's worth it just because of the online feature. And then give credit where credit is due to all the hard work from the programmers and the devs. Play through the story, you know, try to, you know, manage to get through it, you know, whatever. But I want to thank you again. This was Far Cry 2. Sorry so short. It's been a while. These are some old throwback games, so I don't have a lot of bragging to do for them. They're not the greatest. They're not the worst games I've ever played, but, you know, they are what they are. This was Far Cry 2. Hope you gained something from this. If not, sorry. If you don't ever see this game or hear this game or play this game, you know, you're not really missing anything. But I hope that games have learned from this game, or developers have learned from this game, that there is high potential in map editing out there, and you give them the tools, they will create it. Much like games like Little Big Planet and the Forge in Halo. I'd love to see like the next Call of Duty have the ability to do that. You know, that'd be pretty cool. Just, I love customization. So as they marketed, that was their focal point. So if developers learn anything from that game, definitely incorporate that in games coming out. Imagine having a game like Left 4 Dead, you know, Left 4 Dead 3, if they do choose to make that, with the ability to customize maps, customize different things, you know, Gears of War. I mean, just any, it doesn't have to be necessarily shooter games, but more games that allow you the customizing and the manipulation of not so much the core gameplay, but the terrain you play on, or, you know, the environment. Because when you give yourself a new environment to play in, that really adds and changes the game, the fun in the game. It makes it a brand new game for you, which continues, it makes the game longer, the experience, you know, the enjoyable experience much longer. You play it for a little while. Just like Forge and Halo, I kept reinventing myself, you know, reinventing maps and doing different things. Staple Gunned, pro gamer out there, actually created a variant of Driftball, which was a basketball game. I was sad to see it never caught on, but you know, it's stuff like that I hope to see in, you know, other games out there. But I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you again for watching episode 40 now of Box News. This was for Far Cry 2. Stay tuned and please subscribe. Thank you.